go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down, we reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy, dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game, this is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense, special team, running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
What's up? What's good? Good afternoon, and welcome to the AllAboutSports216 Cleveland Browns bye week show. As we all know, the Browns mercilessly are in a bye week this week where they won't be playing, so they can't ruin nobody's weekend today and everything. The Browns are not playing today. They're off till next week when they play the New York Jets. The Cleveland Browns lost last week to the New England Patriots 32-13. But I am on here and I got some stuff to show y'all and everything, because I'm going to have my first time doing this. Cleveland Browns Midterm Grade Show. That's right. The Cleveland Browns Midterm Grade Show. Should be interesting and everything. I'm not even going to do no quick picks this week. I'm on a bye week. But the Cleveland Browns Midterm Grade Show. I call it the bye week show, but midterm grades, I can give the grades and everything and whatnot, or what I think of the Browns' performance in various areas for this season. And I'll give my reasons and stuff that's going on along with that. But first off, let me give you a word from my sponsor. Anointed Angel Apparel, where faith, family, and fashion come together. From stylish t-shirts and cozy sweatshirts to dazzling bling rhinestone shirts that shine with purpose, we design every piece with God at the center. But we just don't stop there. Discover personalized tumblers, beautiful photo slates, custom engraving, and even UV 3D textured home decor items that make your house a home. In every design, Anointed Angel Apparel carries a message of hope, faith, and love. Because we're more than a brand, we're a family business devoted to lifting up the name of Jesus. Shop with us today and wear your faith boldly. Anointed Angel Apparel, where your testimony becomes your style. Email anointedangel.apparel.com for a custom consultation. Yep, I'm back. Also, let me tell y'all real quick before I get started. The chat lines are open. Feel free to holler at me. The chat lines are open. I gotta take care of this real quick. Be patient with me. Okay, there we go. The chat lines are open. Feel free to holler at me. The chat lines are open. Feel free to holler at me and everything. Matter of fact, I got a chat already and everything. What's up? What's up, Mike? What's up? What's going on with you? All I want to see is the head coach's pink slip. I don't blame you. But I think they're going to let him ride and die on the Dylan Gabriel horse. I think they're going to actually let Kevin ride or down that Dylan Gabriel horse. I don't blame you, Mike. I definitely agree with you. But like I said, today is, I'm going to give y'all the Cleveland Browns, how can I say this, midterm grade show. And I'm going to start off with decent and everything. they're decent. Then I'm gonna go up and everything. I'm gonna go up as I go along and everything. But first off, for starters, we're gonna go to the defense, where the defense has played pretty well thus far this season. Um, Even though the 2-6 record wouldn't show for it, a lot of times with the offense making turnovers, miscues, and all that, kind of put the defense in bad positions. But here are my grades for the Cleveland Browns defense, as you'll see here, and I'll explain all. The defensive line: Myles Garrett and company. Myles Garrett, Mason Graham, Malik Collins, Alex Wright, and company. The defensive line gets a B. They get a B. They've held stuff down and everything. They get a B. The defensive line has played very well. Myles Garrett speaks for itself. 10 sacks. Had a game of 5 sacks last week, even though it didn't amount to anything. Browns still got housed. But the defensive line, I will give a B. Then I move right along on down to the linebackers. Linebackers with Carson Schwessinger and Devin Bush, who has had a pretty solid season as well as Schwessinger and everything. And along with Jerome Baker, and a few others, the linebackers get a B. They've so far held their own and stuff. The front seven has definitely held their own. They get a B. Schwessinger leads the team in tackles. Bush is like second on the team in tackles. They have definitely held it down. Bush has had a pretty solid year quietly. It's just that since, everybody talks about Schwessinger, Bush gets overlooked. Devin Bush gets overlooked. But Devin Bush has had a pretty solid season. Now, let's go to the cornerbacks. Cornerbacks, I gave a C plus, and this is why. Everybody not named Denzel Ward. Everybody named Denzel Ward, definitely A, even though he had a couple slippages in the Minnesota game and stuff like that. I give him an A minus. But this is an overall position grade and everything. Now, they did make a trade where they acquired a cornerback from Jacksonville, and I cannot remember his name to save my world right now. But they did trade G. Newsom for this guy, Tyson. 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 Tyson Campbell. They traded for Tyson Campbell, and so far, Tyson Campbell has been solid. So far, he has been solid and everything. But other cornerbacks, Harden, has had a lot of penalties. Even though he's really a second-year player, he's had a lot of penalties in the nickel position. And a lot of times when the Browns have got burned deep, it's been in their nickel position. So, but also Rayshon Jenkins, who's came to the fold recently, has been playing well. So I give the cornerbacks a C plus. Now, the safeties. The safeties get a C as well. Grant Delpit, he's played well this year. He's actually played well. He's talked the talk and he's walked the walk on that field. He has played well. Hillman has played well in spots. In the last couple games, he's been decent. He's played well in spots, and then he's had some not so good spots and everything. So I will give the safeties a C so far as my midterm. So break it down like this. The defensive line gets a B. The linebackers get a B. The cornerbacks get a C plus, and the safeties get a C minus. Now, I'm going to go to another part of the team's play, which will be the offense. This is where it's going to get ugly. Offensive line, D minus. D minus. Offensive tackle position has been literally a turnstile this year. Conklin, when healthy, has been decent when he's been healthy, but other than that, everybody else they done threw out there, Cornelius Lucas, whoever, it's been a turnstile at tackle this year. So, and it's sad because, it affects the guards with Batonio and Wyatt Teller, who have so far been okay. Okay, even Posick has been average, mid, but it's been a lot of times where, especially when my running backs get the ball in the backfield, the defensive line is there meeting them, saying hello. So the offensive line gets a D minus. D minus. Tight ends, which is the best group on offense. David Njoku and rookie Harold Fannin Jr. Harold Fannin Jr. leads the team in receiving yards with 352. David Njoku has about 250 in receiving yards. The tight end so far has been the bright spot of this offense. For real. They have been the bright spot of this offense. Now, I don't know if the Browns are going to trade Njoku or not, but they're leaving it in good hands with Fannin and everything. And so far, there's no indication that the Browns are going to sign Njoku. So don't be surprised if they trade Njoku before the deadline and everything. But the tight ends get a B minus. B minus. And sometimes I wonder why they don't go to the tight ends more often and give them some more vertical routes instead of 5 and 6 yard routes. I wonder about that. Really wonder about that. But I think a lot of it got to do with the offense Kevin Stefanski runs things. But the tight ends get a B minus. Wide receivers, ugh. Now we get into the ugly. F. F. A lot of them run the wrong routes. Drops the ball. They drop the ball a lot. They're like around leading the league in drop passes. And they don't get open. If you watch the all 22, there's very little separation and everything. So the wide receivers get an F. I think Jared Jeudy leads the team in wide receiving yards, but it's even bad. Last week, Jared Jeudy only got 2 opportunities, and you got to feed Jeudy. Come on now. Who does that? But the wide receivers, so far, F. Running backs. Quinshon Judkins, for the time he's been here, has been solid. He has been solid. But the other running backs, if you look at their yardage, I don't think another running back has plus 100 yards. I think Ford might have about 70. And Dylan Sampson probably has about 50, which is bad. Quinshon Judkins leads the team in rushing with about 467 yards for the season. He has been everything as promised, everything, but too many times running backs have got met in the backfield. And if Quinshon Judkins ain't running, you're only looking at a 2-yard gain at the most. And I would give the running backs a C minus. C minus for the running backs. C minus. The quarterbacks, what is there left to say, to be honest? F. A flag. F. F. And I'm going to say this. It probably isn't all on the quarterbacks. I think it's the way Stefanski is running this offense and the play call design and the play design. F. F. Dylan Gabriel, since he's been in, he's been mid to below average. I mean, Joe Flacco, when he was here, he looked at mid to below average. And I mean, think about this. Joe Flacco looked at like Deshaun last year with Stefanski called on the plays. Dylan Gabriel looks like Joe Flacco this year with Kevin Stefanski calling the plays. And I mean, it's just been an F. F. And people wonder why this team is 2-6. This is why. You look at the midterm grades for the offense, D minus, offensive line, D minus, tight ends, B minus, wide receivers, F, running backs, C minus, quarterbacks, F. Now, I'm going to take this over to special teams, where I know I got the special teams graph somewhere. I know I got it somewhere and everything. Special teams. Let's see. Special teams, midterm grades. Kick returns, C minus. Little left to be desired. If they get past the 30, it's a thankful day. Kick coverage, D. Too many times the Browns have allowed huge punt returns or kick returns and punt returns that have went to the house. Detroit game, kick coverage, D. A. There go Corey Bjorkes. Everybody's wondering, looking like, why do I have my punter and my place kicker on here? Because that's been all that's been good to talk about. To be honest, that's all been Corey Bjorkes. A. He does his thing all year round and everything. Corey Bjorkes is probably like the Phil Dawson of the Browns today. I hate to say it like this. He's probably like the Phil Dawson of the Browns today. Corey Bjorkes. Place kicking, B minus. Andrew Schmidt, honestly, since the debacle against Cincinnati in opening day, has been pretty solid. Has been pretty solid and everything. Has been pretty decent, but I give him a B minus just because your kicks cost us a win and everything. So to go B minus. So kick returns, C minus for special teams. Kick coverage, D. Punting, A. Corey Bjorkes, A. He's that guy. Browns need to re-sign him. 'Cause I don't think he's re-signed for next year either. Place kicking, B minus. B minus. Place kicking has been pretty solid, despite the first game against Cincinnati when everybody was talking about cut the kid and everything. The place kicking has been pretty solid. Which now I'm gonna go to the coaches. Cleveland Browns midterm grades coaches. Since the offense, since Kevin Stefanski is the commander in chief of the offense, even though Tommy Breeze is the offensive coordinator in name only, offense gets a F. When you're averaging 14, 15 points a game in a league where they literally spot you 21, F. F, F, F. The concepts are dated. It's like really a JV high school offense, for real. Dated. Teams know how to easily guard you in this offense. It's like they're waiting for the plays to happen because the defense knows what you're running. Offense, F. No modern concepts at all. No adjustments and ways to get people the ball and stuff like that, like Jared Judy or do more getting the tight ends the ball. No adjustments. If you see the first 15 plays, after the scripted plays, the offense is garbage. I just say that. After the scripted plays, the offense is totally garbage. They get a F. That's Kevin Stefanski. Defense, give him a B minus. B minus. Defense has been pretty good thus far this season. Has deserved a better fate, but a lot of times in the games, especially that the Browns got blown out, the offense done put the defense in very unfavorable positions. And after a while, the defense can play tough all you want. Because, like the New England game, first half of the New England game, the Browns were in it. The Browns were in it. They was in it, but the offense couldn't do nothing. Couldn't sustain no drives. They couldn't do nothing after the first scripted plays. And gradually your defense is going to wilt after time, especially after turnovers from the offense. Your defense gradually will. You think about this in the Baltimore game. The Browns were in it in the first half. Defense played tough. The Detroit game. The Browns were in it in the first half. The defense played tough. The Pittsburgh game. The Browns were in it in the first half. The defense played tough, but the offense, failure to sustain drives, failure to score points, ultimately wears your defense down. So I give the defense a B minus. Special teams, C minus. Only thing saving the special teams, honestly, is the punting with Corey Bjorkes and the place kicking with Andrew Schmidt. To be honest, punt returns, not consistent. Kickoff returns, non-existent. Kickoff coverage and punt coverage, non-existent at times. Non-existent at times where they've given up some big returns, which led to drives that resulted in teams scoring easily because you give an offense a short field if you yield a big punt return, if you yield a big kickoff return. Give the opposing offense a shorter field, which makes it rough on the defense. But special teams gets a C minus. A C minus. A C minus. Which, midterm grades coaches, hey, offense F, defense B minus, special teams C minus. Offense really needs to get it together. They really need to get it together. Let's go say this. But I didn't leave nobody out. Didn't leave nobody out. Didn't leave nobody out. For Kevin Stefanski as a coach overall, even though I don't got the illustration for him, I have to give him an F. F. This team, the offense is lackluster. No, I won't give him F. I give him a D. I give him a D. This team is lackluster. I mean, this team is hard to watch. Very hard to watch. Mike, but I'm telling the truth. Mike said F minus for the offense or for the coach grade for Stefanski. I give him a D minus. I'll give him a D minus. But I didn't leave Stefanski out and leave him to dry. I got others part of this equation, as you're going to see in this next illustration. The Cleveland Browns front office midterm grades. And I can go down the line. I can go down the line. Yeah. He gonna definitely lose the clubhouse, especially if he haven't lost it now. When they play the Jets next week, and if the offense gives that lackluster effort with Dylan Gabriel at QB, he will lose. And he gets to talking that Shador isn't ready to play or whatnot, or he's going to still stand by Dylan Gabriel starting, he will definitely lose the clubhouse then. Honestly, a lot of dudes are probably about to check out now at 2-6. To be honest, check out in 2-6. Now the Cleveland Browns mid for the front office. You thought I was just gonna do the coaches, do the players, do the position groups, and not and not grade the front office. They get a D, and this is why. This is why. You see, I got these two guys looped together, Kevin Stefanski and Drew Berry. Everybody wants to blame Berry for the drafting, but Kevin Stefanski say it's a collaborative effort. And acquiring talent on this team said it's a collaborative effort. Now, that collaborative effort is in this draft, that collaborative effort right there, you overdrafted on a quarterback that wasn't expected to go to the 6th round in Dylan Gabriel. And everybody is seeing it live front center. That's a fireable offense. That's a fireable offense. Fireable offense. +2. During this draft, even though this draft the Browns had was pretty decent so far, but you went into it knowing that you don't have no offensive linemen signed through next year. None. None. And the ones you do got, you got DeJuan Jones, but you really can't rely upon him because he's often injured. And that's it. Everybody else is a free agent or going to retire next year. And you drafted no offensive linemen. Your wide receiver room is trash. Only reputable wide receiver on that team is Jared Jeudy. Jared Jeudy. And you did nothing to add to that. And let's see. You did nothing to add to that. You added Isaiah Bond. Isaiah Bond sometimes looks like he's not ready to play in the league at times and everything. Cedric Tillman, supposed to be the Browns' big body type receiver, is often injured. He's unreliable. But you did nothing to add to that, to the receiver room. Nothing. You could have signed an established veteran free agent or somebody, or drafted somebody. You could have drafted a receiver in the 3rd round instead of picking Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round, but you drafted him in the 3rd round, which was which is, you drafted a quarterback in the 3rd round that should have been drafted in the 6th round, and that's really a fireable offense between both of them. D. Podesta, chief strategist, I didn't leave you out either. You're part of this equation too, because you're part of the analytical group. Couldn't leave you out, even though you reside in California. I couldn't leave you out. And Jimmy, the ringmaster, man, ringmaster, if the message that you're giving out to everybody is 2029, Jimmy, you're sadly mistaken. You cannot do these fans like that. The owner only wants a team, not a winning team. Mike, I agree with you. Not a winning team. And truthfully, Jimmy, you should have got rid of these two guys definitely at the end of last year when you bottomed out. But, Jimmy, you made the same mistake that you made with Hugh Jackson. You extended him. You extended Hugh and Jackson after 1-31. Who does that? Only to fire him 5 games into the next season, into the 2018 season. Jimmy, what are you doing, buddy? And I understand sometimes you want to stay the course, but after 6 years, This shit here has ran its course. Kevin Stefanski and Drew Berry has ran their course. Think about it. They drafted a lineman in the third round last year that doesn't even suit up to play. Zach Zenner. He can't even suit up. He can't even suit up to play. The scouting, I don't know if it's the scouting or what, but I would just say this. All this here has to go. Truthfully, all four have to go, but you can't fire the owner. Unfortunately, you can't fire the owner. Jimmy's going to stay regardless, no matter what and everything. But I will say this. Hopefully, and I say this, if he doesn't fire Kevin now, or fire him after the Jets game, or fire him anytime during the season, these guys got to get the pink slip after the season. 1, 2, 3. Three Stooges. They got to get the pink slip after the season because this is ridiculous. Kevin Stefanski stand down on the Dylan Gabriel experience, which so far has yielded non-factor results. A guy that you overdrafted, and he wants to stand down on the fact that he doesn't want Shador to play. But I'm looking at it like this. How bad could it be with Shador? Can't be no worse. When you have a quarterback that just throws the ball to nobody in your own end zone and don't realize that's a safety, I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing on offense? I mean, what are we doing, Kevin? And see, this year, Kevin, it's all you. It is all you. All you. All you. And I give him a D because also Mike says what makes me mad is a normal person won't be able to buy a ticket. You need me, a businessman, to buy a ticket to the Dome Stadium. You're right. You're definitely right. Because if you see that PSL list and everything like that, how much that stuff going to cost, Jimmy, I would just say this. Get the Dome built. Get your stadium built. Hire a football guy to fill out the president or chief strategist. Replace this guy. Hire a football guy that can then hire a GM who's a football guy and a coach who's a football guy. This analytics thing has ran its course and it's ugly. It is ugly. Heads gotta roll. Heads gotta go. Because think about this. The Cleveland Browns over the last 2 seasons and 2 games are 0-2. When they lost that ending game to Cincinnati at the end of the 2023 season, they got dusted by Houston in the playoffs. That's 0-2. Then 3-14, which means 3-16 and 5-22. That's Hugh Jackson neighborhood. 5-22. That's Hugh Jackson's neighborhood. And to say you're going to trot this out next year with 2 first-round draft picks, and you think I'm going to trust this regime to draft the right guys? Because to be honest, you need to see if he can play, and if he shows flashes that he can play next year, you need to draft offensive linemen and wide receivers and weapons. Not bringing another quarterback in to this mess. Then you're going to say he's going to play right away because he's a first-round pick, and he might not be ready to play right away. And you still got the Deshaun Watson thing hanging over the head, too, on top of that. So, honestly, Jimmy, these 3 have to go. These 3 have to go. It's done ran its course. And It's not good. These three have to go, Jimmy. They have to go. No doubt they have to go because this team is going nowhere fast, and this team is not improving until you get rid of these three. People will say, "Oh, Kevin will find a job elsewhere and stuff like that." Good luck with that. And Jimmy, think about all the other firings that you've done from Freddie Kitchens, Freddie Kitchens. Who is he stuck on with? Who is he coaching? We have done the right thing. We can draft the worst players for a team. Who is Freddie Kitchens coached for? Who has Mike Patton coached for? Who has Dave Chazinski coached for? Who is Eric Mangini coached for, to be honest? Who is he coached for? So, really, your firings really weren't wrong. Who is Hugh Jackson coached for? Hugh Jackson couldn't even cut it in college football. And they gave him a hook, and he'll never again. So, Jimmy, you've been wrong. But to stick with this and expecting a different result is total insanity. Total insanity. Total insanity. Gotta get rid of them. Gotta get rid of them. Gotta get rid of them. If not in the mid-season, you gotta definitely get rid of them as soon as January comes. Because this ain't. This is just ugly work right here. These three ugly work. Like I said, Jimmy, get some football guys. Just cut the checks and get that stadium built. That's all you do, Jimmy. Just cut the checks and get the stadium built. Because right now, it's all bad and it's looking very murky. It's looking very murky, Jimmy. Very murky. Cut the checks, hire some football guys. Please. This analytics done ran its course. And I mean, like I said, keep trying out the same thing and hoping for a different result is insanity. I mean, everybody talking about Kevin's two-time coach of the year, but think about it. 2020, don't nobody really even remember 2020. That was in COVID time. 2020, the Browns had a bright outlook with that team because they had Baker Mayfield, they had Nick Chubb, they had Jarvis Landry, they had Odell Beckham. They had an offense. The offensive line was in their prime. David Njoku was young. Myles Garrett was young. Denzel Ward was young. And now to 2025, all you have really now is David Njoku, who's look aged right now. Myles Garrett still doing the damn thing. Got to give it to him. He's still doing the damn thing. And Denzel Ward is still doing the damn thing. But other than that, you have nothing good to look at. I mean, this rookie class and everything is cool this year with Carson Schlesinger, Harold Fannin, mainly the two standouts of the rookie class. Mason Graham is still finding his way. Dylan Sampson is finding his way. Shadur time will be coming sooner than later, and I'm going to tell you when Shadur time is going to come. It's probably going to come against Baltimore. It's probably going to come against Baltimore. I'm going to tell you like this. So Kevin Stefanski thinks he's going to trot out Dylan Gabriel at the stadium if he has another pedestrian to below average effort against the Jets and they lose and they get blown out against the Jets. It could be very ugly at Huntington Bank Field on November 16th. Because first, I'm going to show you something now. I'm going to come back to me. Because first, you're going to see a lot of this. A lot of orange seats. A whole lot of orange seats. That's what you're going to see first off. Second, if Dylan Gabriel looks pedestrian against the Ravens, go back to 1989 and count how many number one draft picks we have. I only can name right now three. Three. Three, Mike. Since 1990. That's Joe Thomas, Myles Garrett, and Denzel Ward. Those are three. And you got to think Joe Thomas, Myles Garrett will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Denzel Ward will be a fringe Hall of Famer. And Joe Thomas is a Hall of Famer. And those three guys will have nothing to show for it. And you got to think the Browns in 2020, you had a prime Nick Chubb. Till he got hurt. You had a prime offensive line till they got old. Draft wise, drafted Jedrick Wills, that didn't work out. Jedrick Wills is out the league. He is out the league. First round draft pick out the league. Well, you drafted Jedrick Wills, but you could have drafted Twiston Wirfs. Jedrick Wills is out the league. Schwartz, a third round draft pick, a wide receiver, out the league. David Bell, God bless him, out the league. He retired. Because the thing is, with the Browns was, even though you did trade for Deshaun Watson and everything, and you gave away a lot of collateral and everything, the fact is you didn't really hit on the picks that you had in order to make. You didn't hit on those picks at all. Well, Martin Emerson was decent, but now he's injured. But I'm going to tell you like this, if Kevin Stefanski's going to stand down on Dylan Gabriel and they come here, and I'm going to be honest, one thing Jimmy Haslam understands is a lot of this is not good for his franchise. A lot of orange seats right behind me. And trust me, it'll be a lot of orange seats, and if Kevin trots out Dylan Gabriel and he's pedestrian to below average against Baltimore, it's going to be ugly down there. It's going to be ugly. And Jimmy's going to probably have to push his way to get Shedeur playing. And Kevin is probably going to push back. And that will probably be in when Kevin Stefanski probably gets dismissed. Because I'm telling you, Shedeur time is coming sooner than later. I know people talking about the last 4 games. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be no last 4 games. I think it's coming sooner than later. Like you say, you want to give Dylan Gabriel the Jets game? Go ahead. Go right ahead. Kevin, you're going to die upon that hill, not me. Go right ahead. Give him the Jets game. Hell, you can give him the Ravens game, but it's going to be ugly for you. If so, that's all I'm going to say. It's going to be ugly for you. And do I think Shedeur can make anything of this, what's going on offense? I don't know, honestly. I really don't know. Because it's pretty ugly and anemic on offense. But I would rather have Tommy Reese call the plays than Kevin. Kevin needs to give up play calling. Mikey said, I was once a Browns fan, but now I'm a Clowns fan. Right. Definitely right on that. They are clowns. But like I said, Kevin can run out the dog and pony show with Dylan Gabriel. You run out against the Jets, but if they get housed against the Jets after a bye week, that's going to be ugly. 2-7. And a lot of players been checked out, lose the locker room over a guy that you know shouldn't be starting. That's ugly work. But what can I say? Kevin is going to live and die on that hill with Dylan Gabriel. But like I told everybody, Shadur time is coming sooner than later. Trust me. Very soon it's coming. Very soon. But hey, I'm not doing no quick picks today. I only did one pick anyway for quick picks. I only did one pick and everything and stuff like that. I'm on a bye week. Forget that. I'm on a bye week. No quick picks. I'm on a bye week this week. Let me get my thing here. Let me go here. And let's see. No quick picks today. No quick picks today. I'm kind of burnt out. I'm burnt out on football. Last week I went 5-1. This week, overall, I should be 27-22-1 because the Ravens did win. I did pick the Ravens to beat Miami and everything. So, no quick picks. None at all and everything. No quick picks. Says too late for Sanders and his team. You may be right, Mike. I think it is. But believe it or not, the Browns are only 2 games out in the AFC North at 2-6. They're only 2 games out because Pittsburgh about to go through the hellacious part of the schedule. Matter of fact, Pittsburgh got somebody tough. They got the Indianapolis Colts today in Pittsburgh. And that's not a guaranteed win for the Steelers no more. Because Indianapolis Colts are playing well at all ends. The Browns are still in it, believe it or not. But anyway, before I leave out, I leave y'all, and I'm going, also shout out to Ohio State for dismantling Penn State 38-14. Yesterday, Ohio State is now 8-0. Julian Sand is doing a damn thing at quarterback. Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate both had over 100 receiving yards yesterday. I think Jeremiah Smith had 2 touchdowns. Carnell Tate had 1. Julian Sand only had 3 incompletions. And he threw for like 300-something yards yesterday. Now, the run game, a little iffy, but Bo Jackson showed me some encouraging signs yesterday. He had a big run yesterday. Broke a big young for about 50 yards yesterday. And he had some encouraging runs at the end of the game and stuff like that. But Ohio State is 8-0. And still have the number 1 ranking in the land and everything. And Penn State, boy, have the mighty have fallen. All I heard all summer long was how Penn State was going to go for the national title. All I heard. All along how Penn State was going to go for the national title. And it seemed like the bottom just fell out after they lost to Oregon. We should play high school games to win. Go Buckeyes for the win. Definitely. But shouts out to Ohio State. Keep on winning. Also, I'm going to change sports real quick. Shout out to the LA Dodgers, who defeated the Toronto Blue Jays in 7 games. I said it was only going to go 6. And LA win. But the Dodgers defeated Toronto in 7 games. And winning 5-4 to win a second consecutive World Series. First time back-to-back World Series title since the 2000 New York Yankees when they won it back-to-back from 98 to 2000. Shout out to the Dodgers, and I'm going to be honest. Sometimes you just got to tip your hat to the victor and everything with the Dodgers and everything. Because, see, last year, and I'm a Yankee fan, the Dodgers made me say uncle last year. For real. especially when Freeman hit that grand slam to win it in game one. And I said, oh, damn, this series going downhill already and everything. But this year, the Dodgers overcame adversity in this series. They didn't really have that much adversity in the New York series. They just ran through the Yankees last year. But this year, Toronto gave them some fight. Some fight, even though they had to go back to Toronto trailing 3-2. And the Dodgers got it done. Yamamoto, he deserved the MVP. He started game 6 through 96 pitches, then came in game 7 and threw about 2 or 3 innings of relief to get the win, secure the win, get the win for the Dodgers. And honestly, the Dodgers win, that last win, game 7, was a team effort. Team effort. Because they were trailing Toronto 4-2 in the 8th inning. Then Max Muncy hit a home run. Then, I forgot got the guy's name that plays second base. He hit a home run and made a game-saving play in the bottom of the 9th inning. He hit a home run to tie the game in the 9th inning. And then made a game-saving play to keep the game going in the extra innings. And then, who hit the game in a home run off Shane Bieber? Oh, the catcher, Smith, hit the game winning home run off Shane Bieber. But I'll say this, Toronto has nothing to be ashamed about. This team finished in last place last year and damn near went from worst to all the way to the elite. Went from worst to first. Hell, they despised my Yankees in the playoffs. Chewed them up and spit them out like the Yankees didn't even exist. Toronto had an excellent season. Vlad Guerrero is that dude. Bo Bichette is that dude. Bo Bichette could barely walk, but he was still hitting. Shout out to Ernie Clement, former Guardian. Didn't hit for nothing here with Cleveland, but got to Toronto. He was stinging pitching and almost had the game-winning hit. But Andy Pages made that game-saving play in the outfield in the 9th inning. Almost got the game-winning hit. He is almost a World Series hero. But shout out to the Dodgers, 2 in a row. Congratulations. And congrats to Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts is a former Cleveland Indian who played for the Indians here back during the Jacobs Field first open years. And the thing I like about Dave Roberts is he's laid back, chill, and Dave Roberts just lets you do you. He doesn't impose himself on nobody that you got to do this, got to do that, got to do that. He lets you do you. And people ask him, oh, what do you say about your players not hitting and all that? He say, hey, they're going to get it together. Watch. They're going to get it together. And Dave Roberts, hey, salute to you, bruh. Salute to you. 2 World Series in a row. Congrats to the LA Dodgers. I'm going to be honest, the Dodgers are playing chess while the rest of MLB is playing checkers. Because the Dodgers are light years ahead of the Yankees. They're light years ahead of the Phillies. They're playing chess while the rest of MLB is playing checkers. Shout out to the LA Dodgers. And that will conclude my show. All About Sports 216 Cleveland Browns bye week show and midterm grade show as well and everything. I'm not coming on this afternoon. Everybody, have a good day. Enjoy your day. And remember, this week, the Browns can't lose. So that's got to be a win. That's definitely got to be a win. The Browns can't lose. But this is your man, Keith Allen, signing out for All About Sports 216 Cleveland Browns midterm grade show or Cleveland Browns bye week show. Signing out. Peace out. Have a good day, everybody. Have a prosperous week and be safe, everyone. See ya.
go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down, we reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy, dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game, this is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense, special team, running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go.